Well, Israel's Prime Minister has issued another stern warning to his enemies, stating the country is fighting its second war of independence. Benjamin Netanyahu has appeared to launch his long-awaited but rather subdued ground and operation so far into Gaza, falling short of labelling it an invasion though. The IDF says it's carried out more than 450 attacks on Hamas targets, including one of its headquarters and anti-tank fire positions. Telecommunications services are starting to come back online following a total blackout across the Strip. Earlier, rocket fire pierced the Gaza night sky close to the border, where Israel is ramping up its efforts. Other developments this morning. Civil order is breaking down in Gaza after thousands of people broke into the United Nations warehouse taking basic supplies. The Palestinian Red Crescent claims to have received an evacuation order for a number of hospitals as the IDF conducts a number of raids in surrounding areas. More than 8,000 Palestinians and 1,400 Israelis have died since the conflict broke out more than 3 weeks ago now. Sky's Stuart Ramsey reports from southern Israel.
You don't see this very often in the Gaza wars over many years. Dismounted Israeli soldiers moving in, supported by tanks. The Israelis said this would be different to past incursions, and it is, not least because it's the deadliest of the 5 Gaza wars for both sides. Tanks firing at close-range targets. And from the air, artillery and jet strikes. Gaza is being pummeled day and night. The Israeli Defense Forces released pictures showing their soldiers entering the rubble of urban areas. This is an invasion that will take soldiers deep into the heart of Hamas strongholds and tunnels. All the while, the soldiers are supported by tanks and jets, firing and destroying buildings the IDF say are controlled by Hamas.
The fighting on the ground in the north of the Gaza Strip continues. We are progressing in the stages of the war according to plan. We're gradually expanding the ground activity and the scope of our forces in the Gaza Strip.
The destruction in Gaza is, of course, catastrophic. For the civilians, life is becoming intolerable. They walk through the rubble looking for food and water. Whole families now in the south know their northern homes have been obliterated. In truth, nowhere in the Gaza Strip is safe now. It's impossible to even remotely estimate how long it's going to take to return to normal here. Maybe it never will. It'll certainly not be the same.
Well, it says a ground invasion is just different to ones that we've seen in the past. We've heard small arms fire. We've seen tanks manoeuvring, of course, as attacks from the sky from jets. What they intend to do is move forward into the major cities behind here that are going to be reduced to rubble. And then, of course, they intend to go in and underground. And that is going to be a long and hard operation.
Israel knows much of the world believes its determination to avenge the Hamas October the 7th attack will simply kill too many civilians. But with the support of countries like the United States and the UK, it will carry on regardless. Soldiers on the ground, jets in the air, and the artillery on the wings. Stuart Ramsey, Sky News, Southern Israel.